Ni neki, ni mitstaskis. Ni mits, ni mitskakis. Now you're using a whole different dialect there. I love. I want to see. It's like it's saying, I want to see you. Yeah, I understand that.
What is Neki? Well, let me just type in what I think what you're talking about. Um,
Neki's more like, at least from what I remember.
Neki is the one. Oh, we got someone.
Well, the way I took Neki was always like a like. It's not really like, be like you can say meets Neki, but like you're saying you're like somebody, but
Like if you
Uh-uh.
want to make a imperative, you use this she. Just ignore that symbol there.
What is that?
It's like a second person imperative prefix.
It's
So
what?
use that one instead of like T or.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, like those two. I think those are indicative.
Uh-huh. What is Niueli?
Ni Niweli. That sounds familiar. It's I Welly. Let me see. And your last one, Amo Niweli Neats Minimits. It sounds familiar, but I think you said something with weird on there. Niweli.
Is that one of those Newa things? I know Amo is no, and then Ni meets. I'm assuming Y is forget.
That's still a negative. Then write it correctly so we know what you're doing here.
Rules.
Okay, can. Because I'm saying Amos no, you can always use that as a can't on everything. You just put
But I
it
mean, can it be used as like a
like
command,
you could say
like don't do that?
um I don't think you can. I think you have to do something else to it.
Because that
But
was my question.
I'm saying it's like a because you can say amo meets tasota, which means I don't
Yeah.
love you.
But I
But
mean, he was saying like don't forget me. Like that's like I guess a command. Like don't do that.
mm, I think he's just saying it in generic. No piak. See now you're making me remember. Noch pia ni menesemakiki. Yeah, I don't see it either as a command. Das is future. Ok. I mean, ak is past. And
Yeah, again, that tech because like my book has tech as the first person plural.
dash.
So, so,
So,
basically
it's
saying
pronounced
us.
dash.
Is that what you have, Jim?
uh, like if you put it that would be an object form, so it basically mean us. You want it like subject, and that's T.
Yeah. I have written it down here. Let me see. I wish I could find it.
So which one were we? Oh,
Yeah,
Cause like I was doing these exercises in the book. Here, let me just type out an example real quick. Oh, I hate that.
yeah. The
Like saying
would be
he
the
loves us.
word I would use.
Tek tosotla. Tek being us, and then tosotla again, since there's no other
means
marker being he loves or she loves. It just depends on the context of, who you're talking about in your sentence.
now don't you need to put
What?
Yeah.
that object in there? So like I think fasopra by itself might be not be grammatical.
Like what do you mean?
It would be like yeah. It'd be like yeah. Dash das slot sat da. It'd be like you have to put yeah at the very beginning.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what? Here, type it
Dash
out. Like
sota. I believe. Let me see. I think it'd be like yeah.
What is the yeah for?
Um,
yeah, that's what I was wondering myself.
for he she it. Yeah, as he she it.
Yeah.
You mean
Oh,
like,
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay. In other.
saying like yeah?
See, it could either. There's different ways you can write it. You could put yeah, yeah, yewa,
Like that?
yewa, yewat. Let me just write the different forms of
Okay.
it so you understand here. Yewatsin. So, so whatever dialect you go
Yeah,
with,
what
it's
seems
one of
it would be
those.
like more formal, I think.
Yes, very, very
Like
formal.
people are
But some dialects still use the Yewatsin, even on basic stuff. So on some dialects.
well, I think what I'm saying is like if you have a transitive verb, you're supposed to put the object, supposed to conjugate it with the object, like that C. So like
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't make if I say I love, that doesn't really make a lot of sense because what do I love?
Well, let me
Yeah.
try to, because again, like we're going over this earlier, and like it was something that really confused me when I first. Let me see. Because basically when it talks about like when you're in third person, like mine basically says that they don't have a subject marker.
That's right. You don't have to put the yet, like either as a separate word or as a well, yet does not attach to the verb.
Yeah. But how would you indicate that it's a he loves us instead of just us love or he loves?
It's just saying. Here, I'm trying to find. Yeah, because I remember reading that. I was like, wow, that's really strange.
So you want to say he loves us?
Yeah, that's what Jonathan's trying to
That's what
state.
mine has in my dictionary. Like when I was doing the exercises.
And that's why I said the whole yeah part is this. There has to be indication somewhere because he pretty much just wrote.
Well, because that's the exact thing that I thought when I first saw this.
Is that the word?
Tlasota or tasota. like that. I was trying to say, yeah. Billetes tlazota. Or it was since you wrote it in classical tlazotla.
Yeah, that's what the book pretty much said. I just can't find where it says it that, like I'm saying, as for Jim, he loves so and so, or he loves us, so tech plus otla, and you already know I started in the first sentence. I already started saying Jim, so you already know it's him. Tech plus otla. As for Jim, he loves us. And that's the other thing. Like Jim hit on it earlier, as far as like sentence order. Like mine, just verb, object, subject. It seems like Nahuatl doesn't really have a specific order: subject, verb, object, object, verb, subject. Like this book has like all
That seems to be my
crazy,
understanding.
and that just throws me off too.
The only thing that's really constant is like the way you conjugate the verbs.
What do you mean?
Like when you conjugate, like if you're gonna make a sentence, basically you kind of fit everything into that one verb. You got the subject and the object and the verb.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but as far as sentences, I mean, we're here to make an example.
The way I see it is, you gotta see it as Spanish. And then depending on what sentence you're going with, it's gonna be, I guess, what's it called? If it's about an I thing, it's pronoun, then adjective. But then, depending if you're doing something with someone else, then you put I guess, the object before the adjective, and then
That's a good question. I don't. I guess you're allowed to just kind of put things together without ka. So it's just your choice, probably. I mean, maybe it depends on dialect
yeah,
too.
I think so. I think if you go based on the classical stuff, it's different communities, different towns, different ranks, different class, and when you once you try to break it down, it's confusing when you look at the classical text to modern because you don't have the context of where that person came from, how they wrote, and why they write the way they
Yeah, and it
write.
probably wasn't
And
really very standardized back then either. So, like, I mean, there's books with
yeah, I
like
would agree with
kind of
that.
standardized classical Nahuatl. But, I'm sure that wasn't until the Spanish came that they had that all figured out. That they made up some.
Yeah, I would say yeah. But if you like, if you read what's it called, the Nikan Mapoa. I don't know if you read that text.
No,
It's okay. Nikan Mapoa is a very Catholic um, written account of the Virgin Mary, but the dialect they have in there is like it goes regular classical, and then when the conversation happens, it goes into I would call it the elders talk,
Hmm.
where it goes into a whole different structure and grammar than the rest of it. So you're like, what the hell,
they're like
I don't understand what's
they're
going
like
on.
contemporary or back in like conquest times.
Yeah, they it's probably like very eloquently, but they speak it so eloquently. It's like the Japanese when they speak to higher classes, and they have that. I don't know if you know much about Japanese. We'll talk to a higher class somebody, and they do all the extra verbs and like
Yeah,
extra
actually. Well,
words
I
and
do know
sounds
a
and
little
everything.
Japanese. I forgot most of it.
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Formal
They say
informants.
do not instead of don't.
You just use different verb conjugations,
Yeah,
and it doesn't really change the meaning or anything. It's just for some reason.
but it's like a whole different set of structure,
And they also have
ideas.
like super formal, where like when you're talking to like the emperor or something, like no
Yeah,
one
something like
uses
that.
like